In the border battle this morning, President Trump signs an executive order to build his promised border wall, but his plan has some critics.
Yeah, including Arizona Senator Jeff Flake. Flake says the Department of Homeland Security doesn't have enough money to build it, so the billions of dollars would have to come from somewhere else. And even though the president says Mexico will pay for the wall, Senator Flake does not believe that will happen. He believes that money would be better spent on other forms of border security.
It's a multifaceted problem, and it's not as simple as saying we're going to have a wall for 2,000 miles. I think Congress is going to be hard pressed to cough up whatever 10 or 12 or 15 billion dollars that has been estimated for a wall across the border, given the other priorities that we have.
So Flake says he does welcome other aspects of the president's executive order, such as the deportation of criminal immigrants. But how realistic is this border wall?
So what kind of impact will a wall have on the number of people sneaking across the border here into our state? Giving us his thoughts this morning, Pinal County Sheriff Mark Lamb. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, thanks for coming in.
Thank you. Thank you.
So tell us about this and kind of your philosophy, where you stand with President Trump on his stance on immigration.
I mean, I love anything that we can do to help with immigration in our state and in this country is a huge thing for us. And so I love it. I love that he's doing stuff already. I love that. And if the wall's the best thing, then I love that we're building the wall.
So, of course, the money is a big issue when it comes to the wall. I mean, the wall's not a short wall, 2,000 some miles, going to cost a lot of money. And President Trump says Mexico will pay for it, but just yesterday, the president of Mexico says, no, we're not going to pay for it. So yes, I think a lot of people, especially people in your county who see this firsthand with the immigration problem, know that something has to be done. But how does it get done if there's no money to do it? Or where is the money going to come from?
You know, and the reality of it is we're very capable. We've put people in space. We've done a lot of things. We've got the internet. Our kids have cell phones. It's realistic. It can happen. Building a wall across the desert is not one of the harder things that we've done as humanity. Getting the money for it, people that get paid a lot more money, they're going to have to figure that out. But it's something that needs to be done. We need to make some changes. The Yuma sector, in 2006, they had 118,000 apprehensions. In 2007, obviously, while they were building their wall, it went down to 37,000. Since then, it's consistently ran about 6,000 to 7,000 apprehensions. There was a huge impact. And so that's one place you can look at to see how effective the wall's been. So it would be an effective, they've just got to figure out how they do it. And there's a lot of other logistical issues they'd have to deal with. But I'm a positive person. I always look for how do you overcome those.
And that's just one part, I think, of a very comprehensive plan, right?
Yes.
Because you think about drone coverage, border patrol that's already out there kind of patrolling the area. What are things that you think actually are the best there to cover the southern Arizona border?
Well, he's done one of those things, and that's put several more agents on. Doing something like the wall does help. There are some, terrain issues where you have a tough time building a wall through that area, but creating even choke points helps law enforcement be able to control that a lot better. And what we do is when we can do that, we can control the amount of human trafficking that's coming into our state and the amount of drugs that are coming into our state. So anything that we can do to help this problem helps us as a county, helps us, all the other counties in the state, and we welcome any changes that can help us achieve that goal.
And that in turn helps your deputies in protecting your county and of course the border in which we share with Mexico.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sheriff. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
Sheriff Mark Lamb.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.